Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our revision of Geography chapter number 3, Natural Resources, Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. Beta, whatever trees, plants, shrubs and grasses and all those things grow, they are included in natural vegetation. We know that in many parts of the world, the physical environment favors the growth of a large variety of plants. The plants which grow naturally are known as natural vegetation. That means whatever plants, trees, and grasses grow naturally or themselves, they are included in natural vegetation. But beta, nowadays human beings are regularly interfering with natural things and they are also modifying the things. Nowadays, all types of plants, whether they are natural or modified, are included in natural vegetation. That means the plants which are grown by human beings are also included in natural vegetation. When we talk about wildlife, what wildlife includes, do you know, beta? Wildlife refers to all plants, animals, birds, and organisms which live in their natural habitat are included in wildlife or are referred as wildlife. Let us talk about natural vegetation and wildlife. Beta, this natural vegetation and wildlife are found in the narrow zone where the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere meet and interact. This narrow zone is called as the biosphere. All plants and animals or all the organisms, whether they belong to the plant kingdom or animal kingdom, they interact with each other. They are also interdependent on each other for their survival. The interaction between the organism and their physical environment in a particular area is referred to as ecosystem. बेटा आप सब समझ चुके होंगे कि इकोसिस्टम क्या है, जहां पर प्लांट किंगडम के सारे प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल किंगडम के सारे एनिमल्स, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स भी इसमें इंक्लूड हैं। ये अपने सर्वाइवल के लिए, अपने जीने के लिए एक दूसरे पर निर्भर हैं और जब ये एक दूसरे पर निर्भर हैं एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया में, दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया इज नोन एज इकोसिस्टम. Distribution of natural vegetation. Beta, we know very clearly that plant needs air, water, sunlight and nutrients from the soil to grow, and it varies. Everywhere they are of different types. So, the growth of vegetation is different on the earth's surface. Different types of vegetation is also found on the earth's surface, and the main thing is that two main components are there, and they are temperature and moisture, which are responsible for the well or the good growth of forest or vegetation. The availability of these essential requirements varies from place to place. That is why we see the large variety of plants on the earth. Not only this, Peter, according to the different types of plants or vegetation found on the earth, it is broadly classified, and it is classified into forest, grasslands and shrubs. First, we will be talking about forest. The cluster of trees which grow close to each other are called forest. But if forests grow well in hot and humid climate. A true forest is one in which tree grows close to each other and their canopy touch each other. On the basis of these different types of forest, they are again broadly classified into three major types. First type of forest, or forest of the tropical region. Tropical region has two types of forest, evergreen and deciduous forest. And better, evergreen trees are found in the equatorial region, while deciduous trees are found in the monsoon region. Now see what is the difference in equatorial region and monsoon region. Forest of the temperate region. Beta, in temperate region, winters are mild and rainfall is moderate. That is why in these forests we can find trees, shrubs and bushes also. There is less undergrowth. Most of the trees are deciduous, which shed their leaves during the autumn. And better, there are deciduous trees. In some areas, they are replaced by coniferous trees according to the climatic change. The main trees which are found in these forests are oak, ash, beech, poplar, elm and pine. In many areas, forests have been cleared to make way for cultivation. Hardwood evergreen trees, which are widely spaced, are found in Mediterranean region. Next type of forest is taiga region forest. But these forests are also known as coniferous forest. And these forest belt extend between 50° north and 70° northern latitudes. Coniferous trees are evergreen, tall and have straight trunks with needle-shaped leaves. Grasslands. The location and extent of the grasslands depends on the total amount of rainfall and its seasonal distribution. As the amount of rainfall decreases, the forest cover becomes less dense and grasses grow. Between the scattered trees, the grassland cover about half of the world area. Only Antarctica is excluded because there is snow all the times. The grassland of the world are broadly classified into two types. They are tropical grasslands and temperate grasslands. Now let us talk about the third type of natural vegetation, and that is shrubs. Beta, we all know that shrubs grow in the areas in very high and low temperature and scanty rainfall. They are found either in hot deserts or in very cold regions like the tundra and the Thar Desert. Let us talk about desert vegetation. But we all know that deserts are found in the western part of the tropical and subtropical region, and these are hot and dry. The areas experienced very high temperature and very low temperature are known as the deserts. The vegetation of these has thorn, wax-coated leaves, thick and spongy stem and long roots. For example, cactus, thorny bushes and coarse grasses are the main vegetation found in the deserts. Tundra vegetation. This vegetation is found in high latitude of northern hemisphere, especially in Eurasia and North America, at the high altitude of the mountains. But all the year, most of the time, these mountains or these areas are covered with snow. कभी जब शॉर्ट समर्स होते हैं बेटा, बहुत छोटा समर्स होते हैं, समर सीजन इनका बहुत छोटा होता है, उस समय जब स्नो मेल्ट हो जाते हैं तब वहां पे कुछ वेजिटेशन दिखाई देती है. उनमें आता है मॉसेस, लाइकेंस एंड शॉर्ट ग्रासेस. These are called meadows. Conservation of natural vegetation. Beta, up till now, we have understood that natural vegetation is important resource for us. Destruction of natural vegetation had led to so many problems. This is one, barren hill slopes, increased surface runoff, soil erosion on a large scale, less underground seepage of water, decrease in rainfall, and destruction of habitat of wild animals. Better now, the importance of natural vegetation has been realized and various measures have been adopted by different countries to stop the exploitation and destruction of the nature. Some of these initiatives taken by different governments of different countries are the protecting the forest reserves, increasing the area under forest cover, discouraging the practice of shifting cultivation, protecting forest from forest fire, planting adequate trees to make provision for future needs, encouraging social forestry. Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our geography chapter number 3, natural resources, natural vegetation and wildlife. Beta, in first part we have already read about the natural vegetation and the different types of forest. In this second part we are going to start with the study of the wildlife and the importance of wildlife for us. Beta, now we have understood that the natural vegetation is very much important for us. In the same way, wildlife is also important for us. The existence of wildlife is essential to maintain a balance in our environment. Not only this, it is a significant part of our ecosystem. But we don't know that how many different species of animals are there on the earth. But over 1 million species had already known by us. Not only this, Beta, many new animals, especially small ones, are discovered every year. Each part of the earth has its own mix of animals. That means like natural vegetation is different on different part of the earth and different types of the forest. In the same way, animals are also different. The varieties of animals differ from forest to forest according to the climatic change and geographical features of a particular area. The forest, grasslands and deserts provides natural habitat for animals. The habitat provides shelter, space for normal growth and movement, food and water, place for breeding and raising young ones. Within the habitat, plants and animals develop their own way of life. The greatest variety of wildlife is found in equatorial forest. Students, all the continents of the world are having rich varieties of wildlife, and it is according to the climatic condition and the natural vegetation of that particular area. We have studied about it in detail in a previous video. Conservation of wildlife. Beta, as we all know that natural vegetation and wildlife both are equally important for us, and for keeping natural balance we should balance these two. That is why conservation of both the thing, natural vegetation as well as wildlife, is important for us. In ancient time, the human beings were totally dependent upon these two for their day-to-day needs. All the things whatever they need, they fulfill their needs from hunting and gathering. We all know that today the human activity is creating the greatest threat to the wildlife as well as to the natural vegetation. Betty, today we are going on cutting down the forest for making land useful for cultivation. constructing dams, roads, railways, industries, complexes, and other cities. That is why we are regular cutting down forest, and by cutting forest we are bit damaging the natural habitat of animals, and we are creating a great loss for the wildlife. Not only this, the damage done on their natural habitat has led to the extinction of many species of plants and animals. Wildlife is also threatened by hunters, collectors, and poachers. The illegal trade of hides, skins, nails, teeth, horns, and feathers further increase the problem. Let us talk about CITES. The Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora is an international treaty to prevent species from becoming endangered or extinct because of international trade. They say that the conservation of wildlife and forest have to go together, as the existence of animals depends largely on forest. They prohibits the trade of production made from the endangered wildlife. Most of the wildlife can be protected by increasing awareness among the people and school children, and by organizing different programs on conservation of wildlife. Thank you. Have a nice day.